Hello once again. Welcome to example 6 on the simultaneous equations using the elimination method that I started with you in the previous videos. Okay, in the previous video we started looking at simultaneous equation using the elimination method. Okay, we've already treated solving simultaneous equation using the substitution method. Okay, we've done a detailed explanation on it, and also we solve many examples on it, and I hope you all understood it. Okay, so in the last video that I did, which is the example 5, we use it to learn about the elimination method of solving simultaneous equation. Okay, so this is a continuation to solve another example with you so that you get a perfect understanding of it. Okay, so this is example 6. Okay, as you can see from the board. So with the example 5, we use the elimination method, and I've done a detailed explanation on it. Okay, and I hope you understood it. Okay, so with this one as well, we are going to use the elimination method to solve it. Okay, so let's go ahead and solve the question that I have on the board together. Okay, and please don't forget to like the videos and also share them after watching. And if you are watching for the first time, please do well to follow the page as well. Let's go ahead and solve the example 6 that I have on the board. Okay, so now example 6, it says find the values of s and y if s plus y equals to 2 and 4s minus 3y equals to 12. Okay, so we are solving for the values of s and y in the given equations. Okay, simultaneous equation. Okay, and we are going to use the elimination method, and I've explained to you from the previous video, which is the example 5. I've explained to you that the elimination method is simply a way of eliminating one of the variables from the given equations. Okay, so that it will be left with only one variable, so that you solve for the value of that variable. And after you've gotten the value for that variable, you go and substitute it into any of the given equations. Okay, then you solve for the value of the other variable as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it together. Okay, so the first step is that we take each of the equations given, then we label it. I've explained this a lot to you in the previous videos. Okay, the first step is that we have two equations given, we pick each of them and we label it. Okay, so we'll pick the first one and label it as equation 1, and we take the next one, which is the second one, we label it as equation 2. Okay, so let me write down my solution and let's do it together. Okay, so I have my s plus y equals to 2, and I'll label it as equation 1. Then I'll take this one also, the 4s minus 3y equals to 12, and I'll label it as equation 2. Okay, so we are going to use the elimination method to solve this one. Okay, and for you to be able to go through the elimination method, you need to make sure that the coefficient of the variable that you want to eliminate, they are the same. Okay, because if the coefficients are not the same, you cannot go through the elimination process. Okay, so if I want to eliminate the variable s, then it means I have to make sure that the coefficient of the s here is the same as the coefficient of the s which is here before I can eliminate it. Okay, so if I check, the coefficient of the s here is 1 and the coefficient of the s here is 4, so the coefficients are not the same, so I have to make sure that the coefficients are the same before I can go through the elimination process. Okay, if I want to eliminate y also, it's the same process. If you check, you can see that the coefficient of the y here is 1, positive 1, and the coefficient of the y here is negative 3. Okay, so you have to make sure that the coefficient of the y here and the y which is here, they are the same before you can go through the elimination method. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it together. I want to eliminate s. Okay, so let's eliminate s. So for me to be able to eliminate s, the first step is that I have to make sure that the coefficient of the variable s, the s here and the s here, the coefficients are the same. Okay, so I have to do something to this equation 1 to make sure that the coefficient is the same as this equation, the s which is in this equation 2. okay, which is the 4. Okay, I have to make sure that I'm getting a coefficient of s here to be 4 okay, so that it can be the same as the coefficient of the s here, okay, which is also 4, before we can go through the elimination method. Okay, so what I can do to make sure that the coefficient of the variable s here is the same as the coefficient of the variable s here is to multiply the equation 1 by 4. Okay, if I multiply equation 1 by 4, I will get the coefficient of this s to be 4, okay, which is the same as the coefficient of the s here. Then we can go through the elimination process. I hope the explanation is clear enough up to this point. Okay, so I'm going to multiply equation 1 by 4, okay, and I've explained from the example 5 that don't make a mistake of multiplying only the s by the 4, then you leave the rest. No, you don't do that. Each term in equation 1 will be multiplied by 4. Okay, so we are going to multiply this term by 4, this term by 4, and this term also by 4. That's how you go about it. Okay, so I'm going to write multiplying equation 1 by 4. Okay, so each term in the equation 1, I'm going to multiply it by 4. So when I multiply this s by 4, it will give me 4s. Then you bring your plus, which is here. I'll multiply this y by 4, it gives me 4y. I hope you agree with me. Equals, you bring your equals, you multiply this 2 by 4, it gives you 8. Okay, so that's it. We've multiplied equation 1 by 4. Okay, so you can see that the coefficient of the s, okay, here is 4, which is the same as the coefficient of the s in this equation 2, which is also 4. Then we can now go through the elimination process, because until the coefficient of the variable that you want to eliminate are the same, you cannot go through the elimination process. Okay, so you have to make sure that the coefficient of the variable that you want to eliminate, they are the same. Okay, so I'm now going to label this one as equation 3, okay, so that we don't get confused. So I'll label this one as equation 3. Okay, so now for me to eliminate the s, I'm going to do equation 3 minus equation 2. Okay, so we are going to do equation 3 minus equation 2. Okay, maybe someone might be confused and asking, why not equation 3 minus equation 1? No, you cannot do equation 3 minus equation 1, because it's out of the equation 1 that you are getting this equation 3, because we needed to make sure that the coefficient of the variables are the same, okay, of the variable s are the same before we can eliminate s. Okay, so we went through the process of multiplying equation 1 by 4 for us to get this equation, which is the equation 3. So we are going to use this equation 3 with the equation 2 to do the elimination. I hope the explanation is clear. Okay, so for me to achieve that, to be able to eliminate s, I'm going to do equation 3 minus equation 2, or you can also do equation 2 minus equation 3. You get the same answer, you get the same result. It doesn't change anything. Either you do equation 3 minus equation 2, or you do equation 2 minus equation 3, okay, so that we can eliminate the variable s from it. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to write equation 3 minus equation 2. Okay, I hope you understand. Okay, so we are going to subtract each terms, okay, the like terms in the equation. Okay, so when I take the equation 3, which is the 4s plus 4y equals to 8, I'm going to subtract equation 2 from it, which is the 4s minus 3y equals to 12. Okay, so this is how it goes. When I take this 4s, I'll subtract this 4s from it, okay, which will give me 0. Okay, so we've eliminated the s out of it. Okay, I hope you understand and you agree with me. Okay, so this 4s minus this 4s gives 0, so we don't need to write anything there. Then we come to the y also. Okay, we've already done the s, okay, which is this 4s minus this 4s, which is giving us 0. Okay, that's why I don't write anything there. Now we are on the y, so we have positive 4y minus 3y. Okay, please take note of the sign, it is very important. Okay, if you ignore the sign, you get it wrong. Okay, so the 3y which is here already has a negative sign here. The negative sign belongs to the 3y, okay, and we are doing equation 3 minus equation 2, okay. So we have 4y here minus 3y, okay, that's how it's going to be. So I'm going to do a rough work here so that you see how it goes, okay. So this 4y, so the 4y minus, then we are subtracting this minus 3y from it, okay. So minus 3y, and you know that when two negative meet like this, it becomes positive, okay. So we are going to have 4y plus 3y, which will give us 7y, okay. So when we do our 4y minus 3y, it gives positive 7y, okay. So that's a rough work here. So I'm going to clean this from here so that we can proceed, okay. So the positive 4y minus 3y gives us positive 7y, okay. Then you bring your equal sign, okay. Then we have the 8 here also, the 8 minus the 12 here, okay. So we are subtracting equation 2 from equation 3. So the 8 here, we are subtracting the 12 from it, okay. So 8 minus the 12 gives minus 4. I hope you agree with me. Then for us to get our y, we divide through by 7. So I divide here by 7. I hope you understand. Then you divide here also by 7 so that this and this can cancel, okay. So we are going to have our y equals to minus 4 over 7, okay. So this is our answer for y, okay. Now we need to solve for s also, okay. So for us to be able to solve for the value for s, we need to go and substitute the value of y into any of the equations, okay. Any of the 3 equations, you get the same answer, okay. I would prefer to use equation 1, okay. So someone can use equation 2, you get the same answer, okay, but I want to use equation 1, okay. So I'm going to put the value of y into equation 1 to solve for the value of s as well, okay. So I'm going to write putting, okay, so putting y equals to minus 4 over 7 into equation 1, okay. So now my equation 1 is s plus y equals to 2. Let me write it down. S plus y equals to 2. So it means wherever I see y, I'm going to put the value of y there, which is minus 4 over 7 in this equation, okay. So I have my s, okay, then plus, okay, then the value of y is minus 4 over 7 equals to 2, okay. So now you just group like terms, okay. I'll let this one cross the equal sign to come and join the 2 which is here. So I have my s will be equals to 2 plus 4 over 7. I hope you agree with me. It is negative 4 over 7 here. When it crosses the equal sign, it becomes positive, okay. So my s will be equal to 2 plus 4 over 7. And for you to simplify this one, just find the LCM, okay. So you can make this one over 1, then you find the LCM. So my s will be equal to, you find the LCM for this 1 and the 7 is 7. The LCM is 7. Then 1 goes into the 7 times the 2 is 14. So you have 14 plus, then 7 goes into this 1 times the 4, it gives 4, okay. So you are going to get your s is equals to 18 over 7, okay. So you have your s equals to 18 over 7, okay. So that's your value for s, okay. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it also, okay. So let me conclude by writing, therefore my s is equals to 18 over 7, okay, and my y is equals to we solve for y. Where is the value for y? Okay, here is the value for y. My y is equals to negative 4 over 7, okay. So these are your final answers, okay. I hope the explanation was clear enough and you understood it as well. Please don't forget to like the video and also share the video as well. See you again in another video whilst we solve more examples on this. Bye bye.